There is a little rectangle of plastic sitting in your wallet right now. And I need you to understand something about it. It was designed, carefully, by some of the smartest people on the entire planet. Mathematicians, psychologists, behavioral scientists, people with degrees and salaries you would not believe. And they were all hired to do one thing: to build a tiny object that takes your money, slowly, painlessly, and ideally, forever. And here is the most uncomfortable part. It works. It works on almost everyone. And most of the people it works on have absolutely no idea it is even happening to them. They think they are just bad with money. They think it is a personal failing, a lack of willpower. But it is not. They are not losing because they are weak. They are losing because the trap was engineered on purpose by experts to beat them. So today, I'm going to do something those experts really would prefer I did not do. I am going to take the trap apart, piece by piece, right in front of you. I am going to draw it out so you can see exactly how it works. Because here is the beautiful thing about a trap. The moment you can see it, the moment you understand exactly how it is built and how it catches you, it loses almost all of its power. A trap in the dark catches everyone. A trap in the light catches no one. I am Sprout, and last time I told you that the force of compounding has a dark twin, a version of itself that works against you instead of for you. Today, I am going to show you exactly where that dark twin lives. It lives in your wallet. So let's turn on the light. Let's grow. First, let me show you how the trap is actually built. The mechanism, because once you see the machine, you cannot unsee it. A credit card, at its core, is very simple. It is borrowing. When you tap that card, you are not spending your own money. You are borrowing money from a bank just for a little while, with a promise to pay it back. And here is the first clever piece of the design. If you pay all of it back, quickly, within a certain window, they charge you nothing, zero interest. It feels completely free. And that free feeling is the bait. That is the cheese in the trap. Because the card company wants you to feel like this is free money. They want you to relax. They want you to tap and tap and tap and stop thinking about it. Because they know a secret about human beings. They know that most people eventually will not pay it all back. And the very second you fail to pay it all back, the very moment you leave even a little bit of a balance sitting on that card, the trap snaps shut. And the interest begins. And this interest is not gentle. Credit card interest is some of the most brutal, most expensive interest that exists anywhere in normal life. We are often talking about rates of around 20% a year, or more, sometimes much more. Now, think back to our last video. Remember how excited we got about the stock market growing your money at around 10% a year? Remember how that 10% over time turned $1,000 into a small fortune? Well, this is that exact same force, that exact same engine of compounding, except it is now twice as powerful, and it is pointed directly at you. The bank is earning that beautiful, explosive 10% and more growth on your debt. They get the forest, you get the bill. And here is the second piece of the design, and it is a piece of pure psychological genius. They made spending painless. Let me explain why that matters so much. Imagine you had to pay for everything in cash, real, physical cash. You go to buy something for $200, and you have to count out the bills one by one and physically hand them over and watch them leave your hand and disappear into someone else's. That hurts. There is a real, measurable, psychological sting to handing over cash. Scientists have actually studied this. They call it the pain of paying. And that little sting is incredibly useful because it makes you stop and think. It makes you ask, do I really want this? Is it worth these actual bills leaving my hand right now? Now compare that to a card. You tap, a tiny click, a little beep, and it is done. No bills, no counting, no watching your money leave. The $200 is just a number that changes on a screen somewhere later in an app you might not even open for weeks. The pain is gone. And when the pain is gone, the brakes are gone. Study after study has shown the same thing. People spend significantly more when they pay with a card than when they pay with cash. Not a little more, a lot more. Because the thing that used to make you stop and think, that little sting, has been surgically removed. And it goes even further than just cards now. Think about how you pay for things today. A tap of your phone, a face scan, a saved card that buys something in a single click while you are lying in bed, a subscription that renews silently every month, and you never even see the charge happen. Every single one of these was designed to remove a little more of the friction, a little more of the pain, a little more of that moment where you stop and think. The entire direction of modern spending is to make parting with your money feel like nothing at all, like it is not even real. And when money does not feel real, you stop protecting it. So here is a tiny experiment that proves the whole thing. The next time you are about to buy something you are not sure about, pause and imagine paying for it in actual physical cash. Imagine counting out the bills and handing them over and watching them go. If that thought makes you hesitate even a little, that hesitation is the truth. That is the exact pain the card was built to hide from you. Listen to it. So look at what they have built. A device that makes spending feel painless and free, so you do more of it. And a punishment in the form of brutal compounding interest that quietly switches on the moment you cannot keep up. They make it easy to fall in and expensive to climb out. That is the trap. And there is one more piece of the design that works on your mind without you ever noticing it happen: the credit limit. The card comes with a big number on it, your limit. Let's say it is $10,000. And even though that is not your money, it is just the maximum they are willing to lend you, your brain quietly starts to treat it like it is yours anyway. It makes you feel richer than you actually are. You might have $200 in your bank account, but a $10,000 limit glowing on your card, and somewhere deep down, you start to feel like a person who has access to $10,000. And then, just to be helpful, every so often they raise that limit. Congratulations, they say. We have increased your credit line. And it feels like a reward, like a gold star, like a sign you are doing well in life. But it is not a reward. It is a bigger cage, with the door left open. A higher limit just means more room to fall, more rope to tangle yourself in. The wealthy look at a credit limit and see exactly what it is: someone else's money, with a brutal price tag attached to it. The trapped look at the same number and see their own. That one difference in how you see it changes absolutely everything about how you behave around it. But I have not even shown you the most diabolical part yet. So stay with me, because this next piece is the heart of the whole machine. It is two little words, and they might be the two most expensive words in all of personal finance. Here they are: minimum payment. The minimum payment looks like a kindness, doesn't it? You get your bill, and you owe, let's say, a few $1,000s, and that feels scary. But then, right there on the statement, the card company gently says, "Oh, don't worry. You don't have to pay all of that. You only have to pay this tiny little amount, this minimum." And you feel relieved. You pay the small amount. You feel responsible, You feel like you handled it. You did not handle it. You just stepped deeper into the trap. Because the minimum payment is not a kindness, it is the single most powerful part of the entire machine. And let me show you why, with real numbers, honestly, the way I always do. Let's say you have a balance of $5,000 on your card, and the interest rate is around 20%. And, like most people, you decide to just pay the minimum each month, which is often something tiny, like 2% of the balance. Here is what happens, and I want you to really feel this. Paying only the minimum on that $5,000, it would take you the better part of 2 decades to pay it off. 20-ish years for $5,000. And over those years, the total amount you would hand over, you could end up paying back nearly double what you originally spent. You would pay thousands and thousands of dollars in pure interest on top of the $5,000. You spent $5,000, you pay back closer to $10,000, and it takes you 20 years to do it. Why? Why is it so brutal? Because the minimum payment is designed very precisely so that most of your money goes toward the interest, and almost none of it goes toward the actual debt. You are paying and paying every single month faithfully, and the balance barely moves. It is like running on a treadmill. You are sweating, you are putting in the effort, you are moving your legs as fast as you can, and you are going absolutely nowhere. Let me make that treadmill even more vivid because I want it to stick with you. Picture your debt as a deep hole, and you are standing at the bottom of it trying to climb out. Every month, you make your minimum payment and you climb up one small step. Good. Progress. But every month, the interest piles a fresh layer of dirt right back down on top of you, almost exactly as much as you just climbed. So you climb a step, the hole deepens a step. You climb, it deepens. Climb, deepen. You are exhausting yourself month after month, year after year, and the top of the hole never gets 1 inch closer. That is what paying the minimum actually feels like, in slow motion. All of the effort of escape, with none of the escape. And the only way out is to climb faster than they can shovel, which means paying much, much more than the minimum every single month until you finally break the surface and pull yourself out into the air. The card company is perfectly happy for you to run on that treadmill for the rest of your life, because every month you are on it, they are collecting. And here is the psychological hook inside the hook. That tiny minimum number does something sneaky to your brain. Your brain sees it and quietly decides, that is what I owe this month. It anchors you to the small number, so you pay it and you feel fine, and you move on, and you do not feel the emergency, even though there is absolutely an emergency happening to your money in the background. The minimum payment lets you feel okay while you are slowly drowning. It is the most comfortable trap ever designed. And comfort, when you are being robbed, is the most dangerous thing of all. And before we go any further, I need to say something directly to anyone watching this who is in that trap right now. Anyone carrying a balance, paying the minimum, feeling that quiet weight sitting on their chest. Listen to me carefully. It is not because you are stupid. It is not because you are weak or lazy or irresponsible or bad with money. You fell into a trap that was built by experts, specifically, deliberately, scientifically, to catch human beings exactly like you. It was engineered by people whose entire highly paid job was to outsmart your psychology. Of course it caught you. It catches almost everyone. Falling into a trap that was designed by geniuses to be nearly inescapable is not a character flaw. It is simply what happens to normal people who were never handed the blueprint. So please, put down the shame. Shame keeps you stuck because shame makes you not want to look at the problem, and you can never escape a trap you refuse to look at. But you are looking at it right now. You are learning the blueprint right now, line by line. That is not failure. That is the exact opposite of failure. That is the first step out the door. So no shame, just light and a plan. Okay, take a breath, because I did not bring you here just to scare you. I brought you here to set you free. And now comes the twist, the part that flips this entire thing on its head. Here it is. The credit card is not the enemy. I know. After everything I just told you, that sounds crazy. But listen carefully, because this distinction is everything. The card is not the trap. The balance is the trap. The unpaid balance, the carrying of debt from one month to the next, that is the enemy. And the very same card, the exact same piece of plastic, used in a completely different way, flips from being one of the worst things in your financial life into one of the best tools you have. Same card, opposite outcome. It all comes down to one single rule. Here is the rule. Are you ready? It is so simple, it is almost a letdown. Pay it in full. Every single month. Never, ever carry a balance. That's it. That is the whole secret. If you pay the entire balance every month before the deadline, you pay zero interest. Zero. The trap can never snap shut because you never leave anything in it for it to catch. The brutal 20% compounding monster? It never wakes up. It just sits there, asleep, harmless, because you gave it nothing to feed on. And once you are paying in full every month, once the trap is dead, watch what happens. All of that bait they use to lure you in, all those benefits they dangle in front of you hoping you will slip up, now you get to keep them for free. Let me show you what I mean. First, there are the rewards, cashback, points. Most cards pay you a little percentage of everything you spend right back to you. Now, why on earth would they do that? Why would they pay you to use their card? Because it is bait. They are betting that the rewards will make you spend more and eventually slip up and carry a balance, and then they make it all back 100 times over in interest. It is a gamble on your behalf. But here is the thing. If you never carry a balance, you win the gamble. You take the cash back, the rewards, the free money they offered as bait, and you simply never bite the hook. You are using their own trap against them. There is something deeply satisfying about that. But here is one honest warning hidden inside this, because I am not going to pretend the rewards are pure magic. The rewards are still bait, even when you are paying in full. The trap has a backup plan, and even people who never carry a balance can fall for this one. It is the trick of spending more than you otherwise would, buying things you do not actually need, just to earn the rewards. You have seen it. Someone spends an extra $100 to earn $2 of cash back and walks away feeling clever. That is not winning. That is just the trap working from a different angle. So here is the rule inside the rule. The rewards are a nice little bonus on spending you were going to do anyway. They are never, ever a reason to spend more. The moment earning the points starts changing what you buy, the bait has caught you, just in a sneakier way. So spend exactly as you would have without the card. Pay the whole thing off and take the rewards as a quiet little thank you on top. Never let the tail wag the dog. Second, there is protection. When you buy something with a credit card, you often get purchase protections, fraud protection, the ability to dispute a charge if something goes wrong. Your own cash does not come with a bodyguard. A credit card, used right, does. And third, maybe the most important one for your future. Using a credit card responsibly, spending on it and paying it off in full again and again, build something called your credit score. And your credit score is a quiet, powerful number that follows you through life. A good one can save you a genuinely huge amount of money when you go to do bigger things later, like getting a loan for a car or a home, because it gets you better rates. A bad one costs you. We are going to do a whole video on exactly how that score works, because it matters more than most people realize. But for now, just know this. Using the card right does not just avoid the trap. It actively builds something valuable for your future. So, do you see the flip? Do you see how the whole thing turns over? The industry built a machine to take your money. But hidden inside that machine, as bait, are some genuinely useful tools. And if you follow the one rule, pay in full every month, never carry a balance, you get to walk in, take all the bait, and walk back out without ever stepping on the trap. You spend only what you actually have. You pay it off completely. You collect the rewards. You build your credit. And you pay them nothing. You have turned their trap into your tool. Now let me give you your move, because this one is the most directly useful action I have given you yet. Step 1. If you are carrying a balance on a card right now, if that monster is already awake and feeding on you, then killing it becomes your #1 financial priority, above almost everything else. And here is why, and this is going to sound surprising. Paying off a credit card charging you 20% is the same as earning a guaranteed 20% return on your money. Think about that. We got excited about the stock market's 10%. This is double that, and it is guaranteed, risk-free. There is no investment on earth that reliably beats paying off high-interest debt. So if you have it, attack it. Throw every spare dollar at it, and stop using the card until it is dead. You cannot fill a bathtub while the drain is wide open. Step 2. And this is the one setting that changes everything. Go into your card's app or website and set up automatic payments, but not for the minimum. Set it to automatically pay the full statement balance every single month. The whole thing, automatically. Do this once, and you have made it almost impossible to ever fall into the trap again. The system pays it off in full before the interest can ever switch on. It removes your forgetful, busy human self from the equation entirely. Just like we automated saving and investing, we automate our way straight out of the trap. One setting, 20 minutes. It might be the highest value 20 minutes in this entire series. Step 3. From now on, treat that card like it is a debit card, meaning only ever spend money on it that you actually have right now sitting in your account. The card is not extra money. It is not a loan you take to live beyond what you have. It is just a more convenient, more protected, more rewarding way to spend money you already own. Spend what you have, pay it in full, collect the rewards. That is the whole game. Let me bring this home. That little rectangle of plastic was designed by experts to beat you, to make spending painless so you do more of it, to make repayment slow so you pay forever, to hand you a tiny minimum payment that feels like kindness and is actually a treadmill. It is a genuinely brilliant, genuinely ruthless machine. But it only works in the dark. It only works on people who do not understand it. And you just watched me take the whole thing apart. You saw the bait. You saw the hook. You saw the treadmill. You saw exactly how it catches people and exactly why. And now that you can see it, it cannot catch you. You get to flip it. You get to walk in, take the rewards and the protection and the credit score, and walk out without paying a cent. The trap that beats almost everyone becomes a tool that quietly works for you instead. You did not fall for it. You turned on the light. And in the light, the trap is just a tool. But here is the thing I keep coming back to across all 4 of these videos. Saving your first 10,000, letting compounding grow it, building your second engine to earn more, and now flipping the trap instead of falling into it. Underneath every single one of these, there is something deeper going on. Something that is not really about money at all. Because here is what I have come to understand. The people who build wealth and the people who never do, they do not just have different bank accounts. They have different minds. They literally see money differently. They think about it differently. They make decisions from a completely different place. And those differences in how they see money, they are the real reason some people break through and most people stay stuck. It is the root underneath everything we have talked about. In the next video, the final one in this series, I'm going to show you that root. I'm going to lay out the handful of deep mindset shifts that separate the people who build wealth from the people who never do. The way the wealthy actually think about money, risk, time, and themselves. And why your own beliefs about money might quietly be the single biggest thing standing between you and everything I have shown you. It is the most important video of the 5, and it ties it all together. I am Sprout. You just turned a trap into a tool. I will see you in the last one.